Hello. Happy Friday, which is Friday, which is the Venus day, which is the love day. Um, we're gonna talk. Let me get myself right. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Venus retrograde in Capricorn and how it affects your everyday life, and do a little history of what Venus is and the Greek mythology, and also um talk about the actual planet Venus, and what it is derived of, where it's located, and the location, and what is actually on the planet, and what it means to us and Earth and all this and that, and how it correlates with astrology. Also, we're going to talk about the retrograde of Uranus and Taurus, and discuss some other little things that's in my title, in between. So I hope everybody is having a good morning. I just threw myself together a little bit because it's early and I hadn't got out yet, but I've been up for a while. I got to get out after a while, but I'm going to go ahead and do this live. And like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And if I don't reach nothing but one person, if I put this out in the universe, I've done my job. Ashe. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Let's see. So we're gonna talk about what's going on now. And when it started, we're gonna start off talking about Venus. And I have my little notes and stuff. So I won't forget anything. Here's my little footnotes or whatever. So oh no. I can't stand that. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Fly. Should have already had it up here, but it's not just getting up here and talking. You have to prepare, and I mean, it's not hard. It's all possible, but you really have to really prepare, and you gotta, you want to make sure that your content is interesting and all this and that to hold the people attention and all this and that. So here we go. All right. So we're gonna talk about Venus is retrograding in Capricorn. I probably added this out. So with Venus retrograding in Capricorn, it's going to be there until January the 29th. So Venus is going to go direct on January the 29th, but it just started retrograding in Capricorn December the 19th. So we can look for things actually coming to, it's make it or break it energy. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. It could be where it's gonna make you look over your relationships, your personal relationships and stuff like that. It's a very serious position, and it's the closest planet to Earth, meaning that the retrograde is very powerful and it's very intense, more intense than other planets. So it's good to know what's going on. That way you can know when you're feeling a certain way, like, okay, this is why. It's affecting our money. Venus affects relationships, art, money, pleasure, our desires, or whatever. The last time this happened was in 2020 when we had this Venus retrograde in Capricorn, was when the pandemics first, wait, yeah, when the pandemic first started. And as I said, it's the planet of love and money, and it's in retrograde in Capricorn. So, Venus is the planet of love and money. Capricorn is a zodiac of stability. It's an earth sign. Is it a cardinal or fixed sign? Cardinal, and it's also of money and stability. It deals with like the Saturn of energy, the father time stability. um Earth and climbing the ladder of success. So that's retrograding in Venus. And Venus is already the planet of love, money, and desires or whatever. Um it may be where you're thinking about unorthodox, experimental relationships and non-intimate relationships during this time. May be favored. Past lovers may appear. Friends, past friends may appear. Maybe or maybe not complicated thing, depending on what kind of vibe you have going on with these different relationships. Um and Cap is, like I said, it rules protocol, a sense of decorum, earth sign, cardinal zodiac, stability or whatever. So Venus went retrograde December the 19th, just a few weeks ago, 2021. It went retrograde in Capricorn. It was at 26 degrees and it's 29 degrees RX, meaning the shadow went it went into the shadow of Venus went before the retrograde. It went like months and months ago in August. Actually, it was in August. And the shadow doesn't leave until March the 1st, 2020 at 26 degrees Cap and 29 degrees RX zone. But the Venus retrograde ends on January the 29th, and that's when it goes direct. That may be a good time to now is not a good time to be jumping into anything new. Unless you're a very skilled person with buying things, you might want to wait until um Venus goes direct around the 29th. But if you got skills, you might can really come off. You just have to be careful with this retrograde because buying stuff, it's a lot of manipulation energy is going on now. Jealousy, um what else? What type of energies that may be going on? And it's not all bad. This is helping us to evaluate all year our relationships to see what we need to fix and what we need to purge and what we need to clean up. But it's gonna expose. I'm not gonna get into that. Not yet. But like I said, the last time this happened was in 2020, around when the pandemic, we were thick into it, like around March. And it's closest planet to the Earth, so we really gonna feel this. We got 6 weeks of this. We've been in it now, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, going on like 2 weeks. Not only is there a Venus retrograde going on in Capricorn, what really is gonna really set it off is that Pluto. We got what we got Pluto is aligning with it. Yeah. Uh is it Pluto? This is it's conjuncting with the Venus and retrograding, and that Pluto is bringing the energies and stuff of what is you're gonna make you think about what is your commitment to yourself and to your partner, your goals. uh have you grown? Are you matured? What needs to be assessed? um and Pluto in conjunction with Venus for the next, we got 2 weeks. Normally Pluto only stays in this conjunction for 1 day, but this time around, that's why when I did my last live, if y'all want to check it out, like, subscribe and share, I was talking about so many amazing things going on with the planets and the zodiacs within this month of December. This is the last day. We're about to enter into the what they call the new year, but the lunar new year is actually in April, around March, April time. That's when the original old ancient new year was during the spring. But this is when the Pope put it, for tax purposes and stuff, way on back, they put it as January the 1st. But anyway, hey, it's still, we're looking at new energy and stuff like that. Even though it's not the original New Year, but it is considered the New Year that they put on the calendar, the Gregorian, what is it, Gregorian calendar or whatever. Okay, so with Pluto conjunct Venus for the next 2 weeks, like I said, it only stays normally one day, but now it's actually going to be staying for, it's going to be actually staying for like 2 weeks. This energy is very strong and could mean breakups and shakeups in our lives. Things can surface about partner or potential partners. It can new information can surface about your partner or maybe somebody you're looking into, trying to unite with, or even business relationships that could seal the deal, or either it could actually dissolve the relationship, depending on what type of bond you have, how deep the bond is. Yeah. And like I said, it's make it or break it energy. So, be ready for the chaos. Not just in romantic, but the Pluto connect with Venus may reveal some hard truths deep within our relationships. It can be in a business or romance situation. Power energy, that power energy may have become toxic in that relationship, whether it's a boss or a business, or whether you're working with a partner or a love relationship. It's going to let you evaluate whether that relationship has become toxic, and Pluto is going to bring it to surface so that we can begin to transform and heal. It says, this is information I got from Narayana Montu for the senior astrology.com. Okay, so you're going to have to any previous repressed emotions will be brought up and dealt with once and for all, and it ain't gonna feel good. Anything you subconsciously been hiding and don't want to deal with. I got my little wrap on, but it's gonna come up to the surface, and you're gonna have to deal with it now. Out with the old, in with the new. So take things as they come and confront them head on. Don't back down and say, well, I'm gonna wait and save this till later on in the month and months down the road and years down the road, because you got to go ahead and confront it and take care of it. And it's not easy, but it's possible. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I've been feeling some of the energy like before, like a while before. I've been seeing like I go through mine early on, and then I'm able to help others and guide them. So it's I look at it as a, it's not, I look at it as a blessing. I'm not gonna complain. You got, like I said, you got to look out for jealousy and power plays, manipulation, not only in your personal life, but well as your professional life. Excuse me. It could, I thought I had a sneeze. It could mean long negotiations or cutthroat fight between a company, over a title or powerful position within a company. This energy. The Venus retrograde in Capricorn is a time and opportunity to rethink and rewrite what success really means. What is your definition of success? Like, how do you define success in climbing the ladder? Social, how do we use our power to gain promotions and authority? Our social status as we climb the career ladder. Like, this is a time to say, what would I, what lines do I cross or don't I cross to achieve success or whatever? What is what's important to you? Like kind of reshaping your life. Even if you're not working, if you at home, what kind of, because that's a job. That's, you still working. And thanks to Pluto involvement, this month could expose abuse and power of abuse in corporate spaces. It could expose, people taking advantage and manipulating people, and treating their workers unfairly, and just a lot of things that was hid in the Piscean age. This is the Aquarius age too. That's helping out to expose things and bring things to light. They say it's the time of the underdog, the rise of the underdog, the rise of the underdog. So it's like a fall. They're gonna fall from grace. They're gonna fall from grace, thinking they can sit there and be tyrants and operate in their ego and treat people, even in it, not just the workforce, but even in these religious groups, not even just churches, but in these spiritual groups and stuff. You got people that abuse their power and their authority, even when it comes to the conscious community. When it comes to all different sectors, people find a way to allow ego and allow their lower natures and their low vibrations to get in there and cause a lot of problems. So this is a time, it's already been happening, where people gonna be exposed. They're gonna have to go somewhere and sit down and get it together. You can't keep right on doing the same thing and thinking that it's gonna be okay and it's gonna always work out, when you're not working on that ego and you're not raising your vibrations and operating at a higher vibration. And you're over, you got people following you, and you over several groups of people. Yeah, it's a huge. This is gonna be a huge reality check for a lot of companies. This is gonna be a huge reality check for a lot of corporations. It's gonna be a huge reality check for a lot of businesses and stuff like that, and people in general, and personal relationships. It's gonna be an epic fall from grace. The main job is Pluto is to expose the dark side of people, governments, corporations. So expect a lot of dirty laundry being aired out during this transit. But I got some good news. The good point is January the 8th. We still going to be in the Venus retrograding in Capricorn. But this is very interesting. Check it out. And this one, I'm really going to get deep into connecting this with some other things that you may have been taught through your learning and your upbringing and religions and stuff like that. So January the 8th, when the Sun and Venus connect, it's going to be, Venus is called it looks as it travels as Venus moves through our solar system. It is in the shape of a 5-pointed star. So that's what it symbolizes. It looks like that when it's traveling through our solar system. So as Venus is doing this, is Venus and the Sun going to connect. But it's going to connect on January 8th. It's going to connect, and we call it the bright, the Bible call it the bright and morning star. And then we're going to get into that a little bit about how that's where Lucifer came from, and how they call this the bright and morning star. It's the considered Lucifer, and it's actually the only planet that's named is after a beautiful Venus is a beautiful goddess, a mythology goddess. So when the 8th hit, you can make your money manifestations on that day, because by the it connecting with the Sun and it's coming out at the top, it's going to bring the energy of money and love. Not just money, but you can do your love, manifestations, and you can do the mantras, and you can do the chants and the prayers, whatever you do, just on that January 8th day, when the Venus is, as we know, it already travels looking like the 5-pointed star. A lot of people take it and use it for whatever they want, but originally that's the star. What is the Star of David in the Bible or whatever? That's what it's talking about. That star that guided them. The star that guided that. It's talking about Venus, and it's talking about Venus. And the reason why Venus is called Lucifer is because Venus actually is a hellish planet. Venus is a planet. Before I get into that, but yeah, it's actually a very hot planet made of mostly sulfur. 1 second. I want to tell you the exact ingredients and stuff that's in. Yeah, tell you exactly what's in it in 1 second. Yeah, it's actually made of mostly sulfur. What is it? It's closest to the earth, and 1 second, cause y'all, no, it ain't right there. Hmm. I got a lot of notes. I write them down, and I always take notes and stuff, even with my phone. Yep. Let's see. Anyway, it's made of mostly sulfur and it's a hellish planet. It's so hot until it actually has mountains on its surface. Yeah, it is named after the beautiful deity pathogen Venus. But yeah, it even has crowns on its surface. None of NASA, the Japanese Air Force, the Soviet Union, the US, and what else? Did I say the Soviet Union, the US, Japan? They are not able to stay on that planet long. Whatever aircraft they send, it's a very dense atmosphere. It traps heat in a runaway version of a greenhouse effect. It warms the Earth temps on Venus reach the temperatures on Venus reach 880 degrees Fahrenheit and 471 degrees Celsius. That's enough to melt lead. A spacecraft has survived only a few hours on Venus before being destroyed. In ancient times, Venus was often thought to be two different stars. One is the morning star. That's the first one appeared at sun, when sunrise. And in Latin, they called it Vesper and Lucifer. That's where the name came from. The reason they got the name Vesper and Lucifer is because in the Christian, religion, it's Lucifer means the bearer of light. But it was, and then later on it became known as Satan before his fall. And in the Bible it talks about Lucifer and how bright is the light, because the reason why it's associated with Lucifer and hell is because of the planet being so hot, and water is really no water on that planet. It's just maybe trace amounts of water, like not enough water for anything. Um, that's where the name came from. Lucifer, because of the hot hellish uh volcanic activity that's going on the planet of Venus, and no life has lived there. They say allegedly, because I'm skeptical sometimes about these people talking about how they went on these planets and they did this and that and the third. So allegedly they saying that they hadn't found any light. They can't get close. They really can't study it like that because it's so hot until if they send aircraft near Venus, it has to be within a certain perimeter or it's going to be destroyed in no little amount of time. So they have pictures that they've taken, but they can't go into depth of studying that planet because it's such volcanoes. It has mountains on it. It has crowns. I mean, it's so hot, like 800 and some degrees Fahrenheit and 471 degrees Celsius, and it warms the earth. So Venus has a big I'm sure Venus has it's probably its own. I'm sure that all the planets basically got, we think that we're so special and this is the planet that all these planets have their own suns and stuff. Can you imagine? They got their own like stability to stabilize them like we do. Like we're like a dot in all these planets and galaxies. I mean, and I'm sure it's life on these other planets. I'm sure it is. And like like I said, it was thought to be two different stars. It's the evening star and the morning star. The first one appeared at sunset, and I study the sky like I do the astronomy thing, and it does appear before the sun. Venus is up in the wee hours of the morning, and they call it a bright and morning star. You know, like I said, that's where Lucifer came from, and associated with the hellish temperatures and the volcanic activity on Venus. It, you know, later on through the Christian religion, it became known as Satan before the fall, his fall. And it's a very hellish environment. Uh, it's very difficult to observe up close. We're talking about Venus, which I'm saying Venus is in retrograde with Capricorn for up until January the 29th. And it's the planet of love. It's the planet of desires. It's the planet of money. You know, your desires. Like, that's why they say, you know, you when you go too deep into your desires, you in hell, because you know you get caught up in a lower vibration and all that heat, and you know you just caught in hell. You caught up in it, like, you know, you like you abusing something too much. Like you can get caught up into anything too much. Relationships, food, love, working, making money, sex, blah blah blah, all of that. You can fall too deep. That's why you want to keep it balanced, the polarities and stuff. You want to keep it within a balance and whatnot. And like I said, very dense atmosphere. Um, it has very scorching temps. Consists mainly of carbon dioxide with clouds of sulfuric acid and only trace amounts of water. A very heavy atmosphere, 90 times that of Earth, similar to the pressure. Listen, this is a key point. This is gonna make you think about what's really going on. Like, is it really up there, or is it down deep, 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 deep in the ocean? Okay, like I said, it has a very heavy atmosphere. It only has little trace amounts of water. Listen, similar to the pressure that exists 3,300 feet, 1,000 meters deep in the ocean. I'm going to read that again. Venus has a very heavy atmosphere, 90 times that of Earth, similar to the pressure, 90 times that of Earth, similar to the pressure that exists 3,300 feet, 1,000 meters deep in the ocean. That's real. So allegedly, NASA claims from models early on in history that it was billions of years ago that, you know, it was life there, or life, some type of life form. It was habitable. It's called the NASA Goddard Institute for Space Studies and other studies. But like I said, it has mountain and crowns on it. Its surface isn't like any other surface of a planet in the galaxy. And you know, we got many galaxies and stuff like that. We ain't, some of them we probably don't even know about. In 2020, scientists discovered a strange chemical called phosphine. This chemical is produced by microbes that decay chemically, meaning that it was a life source up there at one point, because it's called by decaying microbes. So it was a life form billion. They say billions. They don't know exactly, but they say allegedly billions and billions of years ago. And it's the Soviet Union, U.S., and European Space Agency and Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency had deployed many spacecrafts to Venus starting out in 1962, but they can't get but so close because, like I said, it has a very, very hellish, very volcanic, hot, very hot, like 880 degrees Fahrenheit, 471 degrees Celsius. It's very, 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 very hot. And I mean, that's the wrap up about Venus. So now we're gonna get into talking about what's going on in Uranus as being retrograded in Taurus. Uranus is known as a Greek primordial god, the sky god, known as, call him Callias' father, Kronos' grandfather, and grandfather of Zeus. He's the father of Kronos. You know, think about when you think about Kronos, Kronos. That's what they put on the symbol of our time. I remember clocking in with the Chronos system. I remember that. I do remember clocking in with the Chronos system. Shoot, I thought I had this thing. Hold up. Yeah, I definitely remember clocking in with that. 1 second, guys. Even though ain't nobody up here, but hey, my ancestors and them listen, put it out in the universe. Somebody gave me a like. Okay. So, like I said, Uranus is known as the primordial god of the sky. He's known as Callus, father of Kronos, and he's grandfather of Zeus. He reps the personification of heaven. They said Gaia is Mother Earth. That's what they used to call Gaia. Gaia. And that's his wife and his mother. They said she created him without a father in some stories. In other stories, I guess she had a husband or whatever, but they said she created him out of chaos. That's out of the darkness, out of that, what I was talking about in the other live, that darkness, that outer space, the black hole, that chaos out of nothing. That's where we all come from. Mother Gaia, that's where most of us come from. Uranus reps okay. They bore these emerging, so Uranus reps the personification of heaven. Gaia is his wife and his mother. They had children, or they had children. They had the Titans, the Cyclops, and the Hecatonacheres. They say the Titans were beautiful children, but he didn't like them ones with the one eye, them Cyclops and them Hecatonacheres. Said he imprisoned them under the earth, deep down in the earth, under the ocean, because they were ugly, but he was trying to push them back in Mother Earth with the Gaia. He pushed them kids, bro, pushed them back in the womb because he didn't like the way they looked. But he didn't like none of his children. So in the legend, his son Kronos cuts his penis off and it bleeds into the earth, creating a whole bunch of giants and other life forms, and the blood creates, and then the Aphrodite comes from that too. Like some way Aphrodite comes from his genitals or something. It's read the Greek mythology stuff. It's really interesting. I've always what it represents. Let me digress and tell this. So all it's talking about, actually, when you look at and read about the mythology, it's relating to the sky. It's basically telling you, it's putting a personification of a person with. Some of these people did exist now. I mean, because people have actually seen some of these, like Mama Water and the mermaids and stuff like that. Now that stuff, it looked like fantasy and Disney and all that, but some of this stuff is not just where it relates to. It relates to the sky, which a lot of it is, but some of this stuff actually have existed. And this is gonna sound a little out there, but there was actually stuff like dragons and unicorns and fairies and stuff like that. We can't see it because we're actually vibrating at a low vibratory rate since the since the breaking of the continents and the clash of the Titans, Atlantis and Lemuria, and we have been trapped in this dimension right here. They call this like a soul trap, and we are actually encased in this. But before we got encased in all of this, we could see all this stuff. Like it's here. And if you raise your vibrations, a lot of times you can see it and you can sense it and get glimpse of the spiritual world. It's a lot that we don't see. That's why they try to keep us, at a certain vibratory rate so we won't be connected to our higher self and all this and that. So a lot of this stuff is related to the star. It's really like Uranus it relates to the certain planets and stuff like that, and so they put an actual person. But some of this stuff, it really was like some of this stuff really did. You just have to read. You spiritually, when you read, don't just read books, even the Bible. Read it with an open mind and an open heart and soul, so you can tap into your DNA and unlock those aage records and let it make confirmation with your spirit. Because in deep inside, you can tell when you read something and it's fantasy, and you can tell when it's something that in your gut where it's it's something more to it than just what meets the natural eye. I just want to digress and say that. So, like I said, they bore these emerging from she bore these children or whatever they got together in whatever story you read it. They bore these children from primeval chaos, like out of chaos. They created it. So, it's a balance to chaos. Chaos with balance is creative energy. It's nothing bad. They produce Uranus, the mountains. They said they said in another thing, her and his Gaia emerging from primeval chaos produced Uranus, the mountains, and the sea. See, these stories talks about how nature came to be and about and all that. A lot of them, but some of these are actually stuff people actually existed. They had some powers. Like, not saying it's magic, but it's not. It's actually tapping into your higher self and balancing out water, fire, earth, and air and spirit. That's ether. That's all they really was doing. I mean, we think it's magic, but it was a normal thing to turn water into wine. Like, if you're an alchemist like back then and make stuff move around and use your, because we only using a little bit of our brain. We're not even using our consciousness and stuff. We're not even using our subconsciousness. We're not even using the tools that we have because we don't know we have them and we don't know how to unlock them. And that by vibrating at a slower vibratory rate, being encased in this soul trap and in this flesh, we're not free where we can actually, like, we used to didn't even talk. Like, during the time, it was water and technology, during the time of Atlantis and Lemuria, before the fall and the split and all that. The splitting of all the continents were together. We lived in water and we lived on land. Like, we lived in tech. It was more advanced than what it is now, y'all. They make us think that we at the top of the line technology with all these phones and these, airplanes and all this stuff they doing, but we are behind. Them people from the future, y'all. Them people is from the future. When they talk about the Anunnaki and all them, we ain't doing that. We like baby in diapers compared to they had running water, electricity, and all that. They could teleport. They didn't need a airplane or a helicopter because they say they could walk into a pyramid and be on the other side of the world when they come out. Not only that, they have. I'm digressing. I'm getting off a little bit. They have some dust in the museum over in Europe somewhere because they went and took a lot of artifacts, not just from the Kemet, not just from the Gaza and all that over there in Memphis and Egypt and all that. It was actually power grids and millions here that lined it up with the Great Sphinx was here. We have ancient artifacts that they even took from here. They're not gonna tell us everything because those are those mines and stuff. Even think about how Memphis is named after they all was connected because at one time all the continents were connected. You could walk and travel everywhere. You didn't have to. Everything was connected. Like back then you could probably swim. There was water technology and teleporting all over and meeting up with each other. It won't this shit. Like now they trying to keep us in one location and you got to get on a plane, a train, but damn people were flying and everything. It was actually, because there's no such thing as distance. If you know how to use your mind, you can be right there with somebody. You can do that now. So that's a whole nother subject. But anyway, we talking about Uranus. Okay, so he's sometimes called a new reps law and order. He's an old god. Uranus is considered an old god, but it's sky. It's really talking about the sky. Said Mother Earth created him from primeval chaos, produced Uranus, the mountains, and the sea. So they connected. So he's in the sky, the mountains, the sea, and the sky. Sometimes, like I said, she conceived him with a father. In other stories, his father is chaos. It's aether, or chaos. Okay, and then when them other stories, he is her husband too, and a son. And they had many offsprings. And some of them even had giants with 59 hands on it. It was such thing as giants. Women Female giants and male. It was women and men giants. You know, the book of Enoch that they took out of the Bible talks about it. Okay. Uranus is a symbol of technology, rebellion, and innovation. It reps shock, sudden change, science, technology, innovation. Uranus is a major planet discovered in 1781. You know that Aquarius rules Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay, so breaks through reality structure created by Saturn. So it spins around, Uranus spins around 7 years in one sign, and sometimes even longer. It takes 84 years to go through the entire zodiac. It's called Uranus is called it takes 84 years to go through the entire. We got to be 84 years before we go through the entire zodiac. You know, all of the signs, like all of the ages. Like now we in Aquarius age, and then we was in the Pisces age before that. You know, so it takes 84 years to go through entire zodiac. But Uranus is a generational planet. Sometimes people in the same generation have signs in Uranus because it's a generational planet. Now, it, like I said, it normally spends around 7 years, but sometimes it can spend longer. That's why, like people born a few years after me and before me, we got Uranus in the same thing. You know, we got because it's a generational planet. It's a very serious planet because large groups of people within generations have the same Uranus sign. Okay, it's an erratic and unpredictable planet, so expect the unexpected. And it's gonna be in Taurus. Uranus is gonna be in Taurus, y'all, till 2026. It's retrograding. Uranus is retrograding in Taurus now. It's gonna be there till 2026. That's a little amount of time right there. It influences what we value as a global society and within ourselves. Sudden changes. And during the during the last time we had it, I think what was it in? My Uranus is not in it's not in Taurus, but this is gonna affect me too. Mine is in Libra, and it's true because I'm that era definitely true. So you wanna think about by if you are a Taurus or not. This is gonna bring the shock, sudden changes. It's gonna be out with the old. You're gonna be like out with the old, ended with the new. You taking baby steps though. You know the London Bridge was not built overnight. It's gonna make you assess like what's important to me, like about money and career and just life in general. Yes. You're gonna be assessing like what you need to clean up, what you need to let go because Taurus is a fixed sign and my South Node is in Taurus. I know how Taurus feel. I don't like to. I like to keep. I get very comfortable, and I don't like change. Like I don't like change in nothing. I'm very. I can be a very stable like very stable, and I try to keep it hot because that can get monotonous and boring too. I want to. I don't want to. So I thank God for my other signs because that gives me a little more spontaneity, a little more flair. Because if it wasn't for that, if I had like a Virgo moon or a Virgo sun or a Virgo ascendant, I got Virgo. I got Virgo in a major aspect in my chart, but it's not the horizon, it's not the sun, and it's not because if I had the Virgo along with me being a South Node Taurus, I probably would never go. I probably would never leave the house at all unless I'm going to work, and I wouldn't do nothing. I just be like, that's the earth sign, like the homebody. No, I ain't gonna say that because them Virgos, they put on that little, I got a Virgo in my Venus. I love like a Virgo, but they put on that little thing for a while, but them Virgos they can turn up. What I say, is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Yeah, if I was a Capricorn and had a Taurus North Node, South Node like I got, I'm talking about me the way my planet, so I'd be boring more. But I'm not. Thank God for the other stuff that I got in there. I'm not boring. I don't like to be bored. I mean, even if I'm in the house, I like to keep it hot, keep it something, keep something interesting going on. And I'm thankful for my placements. They say we chose them. They say we choose our parents, and we chose, what we wanted to become when we came here. I wanted to learn some stuff and go through some stuff. Cause honey, I tell you, my thing ain't nothing but like helping people and awakening and leading and stuff like that. Just knowledge and learning and spirituality and healing and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a time because I'm relating to myself, out with the old, in with the new, letting go of things that no longer serve us, whether it's mindsets and even things we hold on to, like being a hoarder. You can be a hoarder physically or spiritually. Holding on to relationships that no longer serve you. That's hard. That's very hard because I could get very comfortable with people, and I don't like to change. Like I don't like to change. I definitely don't like change. I don't like change. I don't like changing. I like, if I get comfortable with a relationship, I'd be like, we're gonna, we good forever, but stuff don't last forever. You have to be welcome and change. So by me going farther now and getting more into my north node, I'm welcoming change and things that need to be shaken up to get me within alignment and balance and get me where I need to be. So I'm embracing it. I don't necessarily still like it, but I know it's a part of life, and I know it has to be. It's a part, change in life and death and transformation, not even just physically, but spiritually, is a part of the cycle of life. I'm not just here to stay in my shell and just be to myself and just be safe. And I gotta, jump out there and see what it's about and learn and live, eat, and pray. So yeah, we know how those planets, Venus retrograding in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, is affecting us now. If you really want to go more into depth and find out exactly how it's expecting you in your birth chart, you can look and see where your Venus is, see where your Venus lies at in what zodiac and what planet, and see where your Uranus is, and look at the house. I'm giving you some vital information. Go look at your birth chart, see where your Uranus and Venus is, and what house it's in, and study. And that way you can know. Once you know yourself, you know all things. And even with our goals and our desires, we have to balance that out. Like I said, we having that serious 6-week Venus retrograde in Cap, and this is the Venus Love Day. Unconditional love and healing to you, and sending out love into the universe and receiving it back. And may you attract if you don't have your boo, maybe you and your boo, and may y'all have more love and desires for each other and within balance and not obsessions and stuff. We don't want that. We don't want to be. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I was joking. I was joking with my son. I was singing a song, so it's crazy. I call it a psycho song. It said, "I want to be in your skin." That you shit. That every breath you take, every step you make, I'll be watching you, baby. Can't you see? You ever had anybody? That ain't funny. It's not funny when it happens. It's not funny when it happens, because people be careful. What is this? Be careful who you ask for. What I got going on over here? What? What? I don't know what that is. So yeah, be careful. Um, be careful what you ask for, because you can say, "Oh, I want somebody to just be obsessed with me." If somebody get too obsessed, you're gonna be scared of them. You ain't gonna want to be with them. Yeah, hey, it happens sometimes. You have to balance out. You can somebody can like you too much, and they have to balance it out, and you can like somebody too much. As long as y'all don't hurt each other, don't go to jail, don't be trying to. If you kill them, you ain't gonna be able to see them no more. You can go to prison. Don't get rid of. And if they don't want you, learn to walk away. Learn to love yourself more, and learn that you don't need nobody but you. The other person compliments you, but you don't need nobody but you, honey. Like, it's good though. Once you heal yourself, and once you love you, like, the more you love yourself, the better quality of people you will attract. The less you love yourself and the lower self-esteem, that's what you'll attract people that mirror you or whatever. That's what I'm learning on this journey. But and sex and stuff like that. Sex is a beautiful thing. It's a very, very nice way to express that's what Venus is them desires. But you have to be in balance with this stuff. I mean, you can't. It's spiritual. Like, you doing soul, you connecting with souls. So you have to be careful. Sometimes it's best if you ain't ready. If like they said, if you falling in love, and you can't. It's love and sex is two different things. You sometimes you don't need to do it if you're not right, if you're not balanced. Because just because somebody sleep with you, that don't mean they love you. That's two different things. They could be in love with somebody else and they just fulfilling that desire. It's tough, but it's true. It's real. Yeah, and then this energy, be careful, because people might break up with the people and they might be sleeping with you, and then they turn around and get back together with them, because this is a shaky time. People gonna be regretting. They might later on tend to get back together if they break up now, because this is a very upheaval and deep and shaking up season with the planets the way they going. They might decide. They might say, "Well, I'm gone," and then you look up months down the road, they back with the person, because this ain't a time for new relationships. It's not a time for, if you got to break up, you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, you may have regrets because of this energy. But if you being in danger, I'm a domestic abuse. I help people with domestic violence, and I advocate for relief from that. You get out. Don't deal with verbal abuse. Don't deal with physical abuse. If your life being threatened, if in any way you feel unsafe in your environment, then don't wait. Leave. Especially if you got children. And even if you don't have children, I love you and I want you to be safe. You're not important just because you don't have no children. You're still important. If you don't have a child, if you over that age group where they talking about, if you 70 years old and 60 years old and 50 years old, and you ain't got no money in your pocket, I love you unconditionally. And if you email me, I will try to get you some resources, because that's what I do. I will try to get you some help, see what I can do to help counsel you and get you out of. Even the men, I love the men too. I don't want you to stay in a situation where you being abused by anyone because you don't have a job. That still don't matter. You still are loved unconditionally. You still valued. You still special, because you might have some type of issues with drug abuse, or you having thoughts of suicide or whatever. I still want you to get help. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be cared for, and you deserve. Now, I don't have a place at this point for to bring nobody, but I will try to help you find resources, and I plan to have some stuff in the near future where I can actually, assist people, and if they need to, need temporary housing or maybe permanent housing. You never know what way the universe is going to go, but I know what I'm actually manifesting, and I know it's coming into fruition. So yeah, I don't, like I said, you got to do what you got to do, but this is a good time now breaking up with people. They might get back together. A lot of, like I said, a lot of employees and businesses going to be exposed, and these religious groups and these conscious community, they being exposed right now. They being exposed right now for that fake shit. So you want to be real or be still. I try to check myself before I get up here preaching and telling anybody anything. I try to practice what I preach and clean up my own backyard, not just physically but spiritually too. And walk it like I said, walk it like you talk it, walk it like you talk. I would sing my other song that I just made. It's hot. I just made it up. I got to get a beat to go with it, but everyone have a beautiful, wonderful Freya day, Venus day. During the day is Libra and at night is Taurus. So I got to a lot of Libra in my chart, so you know I can relate to that. And I'm a South Node Taurus, so I be loving some Fridays. I be loving. I don't know why I do, but now I do because I done got to know myself. So now I understand why I love. I understand why I love Friday so much because it really correlates to Venus. I mean, I never understood. When I'll go to work and I'll work like sometimes I'll work like in my heyday. I'll work like maybe 70 hours in a week. I'll work. Don't mind working now. You know, I'm not a teenager and but I'm still hanging in there. I'm still young, honey. But I like to work for myself too and everything, and I like to work smart. Because I have worked hard where I had to use my brain and I, use my body, and that's a bit much. That's not good for women or men. It's not. But a man is stronger than us, so some things they can handle. But a lot of lifting, and even in when I first started out back in the day in the medical profession, we didn't have the equipment that they have now. It's a shame. A lot of times we had to lift those patients and position them, and like I was telling somebody the other day when I was looking for a part time, like a little gig or whatever. I don't mind working. I'll work and I'll have my own business or whatever. They was like, "You've had a lot of jobs." I'm like, sometimes I would work 2 jobs at a time. Like, of course, I'll stay, or if some in North Carolina, this is like at will state. You change up jobs and stuff like that. It's life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't. I wish I lived in the perfect world. I wish I did, but hey, you know, I'm a indigenous black woman in the South. You gotta do what you gotta do. I worked. I worked and I had my own business. I'm gonna go with it. I had children to take care of. I mean, I was married, but I still had to make money. I couldn't just sit back and be like, it was hard for us back then, Ray. We didn't have they don't give them a lot of money now. It's still a system of, where they give them only a certain amount, and you ain't gonna be comfortable, just living off the system. But I know back in the days when I worked and I needed help and I try to get help, they'll tell me I'm making too much money, but it looked like on paper I was making money, but my money was going towards bills. I had like my rent be like about $1,000 back then. I be looking back like, Lord, I don't know. I know it. I know my ancestors is real. I know God is real. My rent be like, my rent or mortgage or whatever be like close to $1,000. Then I got light bill, and the kids had internet, and I got a new car, and I got life insurance and health insurance I got to pay on the job, and buy food, no food stamps, no wait. They look at my paperwork and tell me I make too much money to get any assistance, and won't even get, because even though I was married, sometimes we'd be separated. When we were separated, he'll be like, I'll pay child support, but couldn't pay it. Never could pay, and it won't a lot. Because it's been times I will reduce it and tell them people like I don't need it, or which is they told me I was crazy for doing it, but I was trying to help him finish school and stuff like that, and he the one told me to go down there and put him on. I never wanted to deal with the system. Let me tell you how I am. I like to keep folk out of my business. I was like, listen, we don't have to do none of that, but we can live in the house as roommates. See, I'm cool. I can do that. I ain't got to sleep with you or nothing. We split the bills and we buy the kids stuff together, and you do your thing. Just don't bring nobody to the house. And I got to that point. Don't ask me how I can do it. And I did it. I actually did it for a little while. I did it. We wasn't together, and we was living together. Like I was like, just don't. Everybody ain't like me. I'm I'm an unorthodox type person. I'm like, just don't bring nobody to the house. But you ain't getting no cookies from me, because I know you out there messing up with other people. But at the same time, I'm into that empire building stuff. It ain't all about sex. I like sex. But, I told you we were going to talk about relationships. I just was like, if you sleeping with other people, honey, and it seemed like you can't, then I was I was like, if you sleeping with other people, like we in this together, we got kids, so okay, we don't have to sleep together. You can be with you who you want to be with. I could be who I want to be with. We don't bring them to the house, but we still be a unit. The kids ain't gotta know, you know what? Niggas ain't never happy. look, look, they can get all the honey and cookies that they want. Let them find out that you know how to go out, be a lady, enjoy yourself, and you attract somebody that I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's crazy. Like, so I can't have Mama can't have her no good time. Like I'm being I'm being a lady. I'm being a lady about. I guess I do my. I be too cute with my shit. That's what it is. Hater. That hate like they say about that rapper. He sleep with all them people, baby mamas. But then when somebody sleep with his baby mama, it's a rap for him. You can't be like that. That's that jealousy. That's wrong. I know we in a patriarchal society. And I do understand that a woman can't in this patriarchal society that we live in. I'm going back to the Lilith stuff now. You can't do what a man can do in this society. You can't. Nobody I don't think that a woman with her a balanced woman in her right mind that's healed and that's a respectable woman in the community. I don't think she would do like a man do. But I mean, come on, everybody got needs and no, people can. How can you in prison try to put somebody else in a prison, and you doing what the fuck you want to do? Yeah, I don't get that. It's not worth any amount of money. Like you happy and doing your thing, but you want me to suffer. That's a bad mindset to have. Man, you ain't gonna get blessed like that. But me, I'm not perfect because I did struggle with jealousy when I was like I had a real bad struggle with jealousy for a while. It's been a long time though. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't get jealous of. I don't get jealous over somebody that I really care about, but I look at it like this: like I know I had a spiritual mentor. She was what I needed. God know, God, the universe, the ancestors know what I need. At that time, I didn't want to listen. This when I first had got married. I was a teenager when I got married, but I was a hothead, and I was like, that was like my first real relationship. I wasn't used to having a boyfriend, much less a man, because I grew up in a religion where we couldn't really date or nothing like that. I wasn't used to, living with a man. So I just jumped up and I just got married. I don't know if might have got married to legalize sex. Maybe. Might have did. We was doing that back then. Ain't nobody gonna come out and rock it and tell it straight up. But might have just got married to legalize. That's a bad reason to do it because sex is good, but it get old after a while. You gonna want to be like somebody you want somebody that you got the same goals and y'all can communicate after the sex get old and you can go out and have a good time or y'all can sit at the house and chill, which we did. We did all that, but we had a hard time getting along because now when I think about it, our placements, we was the opposite polarities of each other because Aries and Libra, it's a balance there, but if you low vibrating, it's like a lot of but now balance it's a cool it's a cool thing, you can motivate each other, blah blah blah, and then it depends on how your other signs are aspected or whatever. But and then I got I got like some serious aspects in Aries, so I can rock. I like the drive of Aries and the Leo and how they go, and I like that energy of how they just transform and get and just go get it. And I kind of like that whirlwind stuff to a certain. Then I'd be like that water kick in. I'd be like in my mind, this is too much. I don't want to go anywhere today. I want to stay in the house and eat chocolate and drink wine. I'm all in my them fire signs. They constant, ready to go, whirlwind. I'd be like, I need a break. So it worked out because when I was in them moods like that, I'd be like, hey, I'm staying in. You travel, whatever. Just come at home. That's how I get. I get tired. I'm not gonna keep fighting nobody to try to change them into being who I want them to be. I'm gonna let people. I learn to love people and let them be who they're gonna be. If I can deal with it, all fine and good. I'll try to deal with them in the best way that I can without hurting them and hurting myself. You know, that's something that we all need to think about. How can I deal with these people? I know that they might not be perfect and they might have some shit with them, but how can I deal with this individual without hurting myself? What can I benefit them? What can they benefit me? Is there any polarity that we can balance out and come together and work together on? If not, then we might need to leave each other alone. Once it gets to that point of no respect, no compassion, no balance, no love, you're supposed to have unconditional love for people, even friends, even when you have a baby with somebody else, y'all not even married, and y'all fall out. It's supposed to be a certain level of civilization, being civil, being balanced, being compassion or whatever, even if they're with somebody else. I've learned that you don't get mad and throw them under the bus because y'all relationship didn't work out, and y'all still have to deal with each other if you have children. So there's a certain amount of civilness you need, and respect and compassion, and understanding that, yeah, it may didn't work out with us, but maybe they could have something with somebody else. Maybe my time will come where I can have something with somebody else, and not be so bitter. You'll get blessed. And I'm telling you what I've done. I didn't this see. I have a problem with somebody cheating on me because honestly, how can I say this? I'm about to get off of here. I look at relationships in a totally different aspect. I don't look at it like traditional things. I don't. I mean, it's a lot of things that I'm open to. So I just don't respect somebody that just because I don't get mad. Like I could I could talk to somebody and they tell me that they're in a relationship, but I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody and the other person don't know. Like I wouldn't want the other person to not know and be going behind somebody back. But I really don't. If it's a situation where everybody's healthy and everybody's like getting treated and checked out and stuff, I don't particularly care if somebody belongs all to me and I gotta be going all through the phones and all this. I don't have time for that. But I don't have time for the backdoor stuff either, where somebody don't know and they want to cause me problems and be all emotional when they find out, because I'm a very important woman. I have shit to lose. I ain't got time for that hood, that ghetto shit. So I want a motherfucker to know, because if they not secure and they know I'm in the picture and they just boom, find, it's gonna be very intimidating to find out that the motherfucker that you love fucking with me. If you ain't secure, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand the dynamics of how I relate. You just thinking in the mind frame of, oh, this is mine, it belongs to me. And I'm not the type of woman where I wish you bad because you're not with me. I wish you to find what you're looking for out here. Because see, when you wish somebody that, it happens for you. So I'm very unorthodox when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. Like I don't get jealous. I don't get jealous to see a man with another woman if I already know what's up. But if I don't, and if I do, if somebody not telling me and they're going behind my back, I don't get jealous. I'm angry because I feel like you betrayed me when I didn't even really care that you was with somebody else. I just wanted to know what was up. Like that's all. I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. Like I've never forced anybody to marry, like try to marry. I've always had people propose to me because I actually like my freedom. It's not like I'm forcing nobody to marry me. So it comes like, I've had a few marriage proposals. Shit. Before I got married and after I was still married, they was proposing, because I feel like if I'm with somebody, I know legally and all this and that, but I feel like if we together, we good. I'm not one to be, I'm not a person to be rushing to no altar. I'm not. I never been like that. I mean, honestly, I could have been remarried, but it's not that big of a deal. It never really was. Like, it never really was. I was just as good off cohabitating. I'm not trying to prove nothing to the not that I don't want to be a wife, but what really is that? Like, wanting to be a wife and have somebody's last name when originally the matriarch, they went by the mother's name, and the man is very important. I'm all for respecting a man and catering to a man, and I will serve him if he serve me. But honey, I'm about like, oh girl, I don't feel like you got to lay down at the bottom. I don't feel like you got to be doing that missionary style all the time. Like Lilith, she was like, why I gotta be at the bottom? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you saying I'm no better than just to lay down on? Come on now, we can have some fun. We can make it hot. We can make it pop. Like I totally don't agree with the structure of a lot of structures of how they have set things up. I don't agree with it. I think that polygamy would be good, but we're not ready for it in this society and this generation because people have such a pimp mentality. They only thinking about sex. Ain't nobody thinking about the generations. Ain't nobody really thinking about empire building. They just thinking about jumping on. They born with two women, and when you talk about, okay, well, women were polygamous too. Oh, the whore Jezebel, and oh, the Bible talks about that woman eating out. Get, I wouldn't even want to. I honestly, it's not that a woman want to be with more than one man. They want a choice. That's all. It shouldn't be one sided, and it's wrong for to be going around here telling. This is very wrong. I'm gonna speak on this. It's wrong for me to be telling a man that he's supposed to surrender to bow down to me and serve me and be my slave because I'm a goddess and I'm the black woman is God. That's wrong for me to have that mentality. Just as wrong as it is for a man to be telling me that I'm less valuable than him and I'm supposed to serve him and I came from him and his rib and all this kind of crazy shit that they done brainwashed the patriarch done brainwashed them with. So it's wrong on both parts. It's not just the men. And we are wrong to each other. We are all fucked up. We done failed the test of loving each other and balancing out the masculine and the feminine and the other energies because the man and the woman, the male and the female, have both feminine and masculine energies. And we are so divided because we have let them divide us. We failed the test, and we have let people divide us based off of skin color and based off of the man and woman war or whatever. I don't know about the other cultures, but I know this culture here, it don't make no daggone sense how we treat each other and how we degrade each other and how much hate it is among. I guess it started out when they say that the woman used to rule or whatever, and it was the matriarch, and they said that the men they killed the women and enslaved them and raped them and all that, they daughters and mothers or whatever, because they didn't. I don't know why they did it. I don't know if the women won't treat them right. I don't know. I don't know if they just somebody got in their heads, because it was a time when we all loved each other and we was balanced, but something happened, that Great War or whatever. I don't know if that's the one with I'm not. It was it out there Atlantis and Lemuria, or if that was a part of that, where the northern, the upper, and lower and upper kingdoms of Egypt, and then they say that even Sarah in the Bible represents those Nile rivers and how she was the mothers of many nations. Those rivers were flowing. That's what. It's not actual people. It's actually bodies, like how they named the planets, Uranus and the gods and all that. Is saying that them people in the Bible is actually bodies of water and rivers and stuff like that. They say Sarah is not an actual person. It's actually a part of the Nile River where she had them rivers flowing from, several rivers flowing from her. So, but whatever happened is happening again because it's a real divide. It's been going on. It's a lot of hate. Tupac said it. They would hate the ladies that raise the babies or whatever. It's I know it, but I don't remember raising it. In other words, he said the way it's going, they will hate the women. Well, they hate the women and the women hate the men. It's crazy. We should be loving each other. We should be forgiving and having compassion. We should be healing each other. We should be loving each other, healing each other, embracing each other, uniting together, rising as one. All these wars we got between us, how in the hell all this as soon as rest in peace. Rise in power, Young Dolph, and everybody else, even the people that they don't know nothing about, that's been killed by their brothers and their loved ones and the people that they trusted or whatever. I don't know what he had going on or whatever. I don't know what kind of energy, but I know that I made a connect. I talk to the people that has passed on. I ain't even gonna say I don't care what nobody think. Yeah, I do. They more safer than the people that's living. To talk to them and connect with them because they know what's going on the other side, and that's the root where it's at. But anyway, and I'm still here, but it's okay to venerate and talk to people that's passed on or whatever, my loved ones and friends and family and all that. I'll share. But I don't know what he had going on, but I know one thing. I've been on that case since it happened, and from what I'm picking up in the spirit, I'm not gonna change my mind. It's gonna take a lot for me to change, but if the spirit guide me to change it, I will. But I've been connecting with that. I've been connecting with his energy, and I've been connecting with a lot of things, and I really feel like what I said in the beginning is right, and people was getting on me and other people for feeling this way, but it's deep in my gut feeling. I really believe that them people had something to do with it. I believe that it goes higher up the rabbit hole, and it's they see what people don't realize is that November is a month of death, rebirth, and transformation. Not just physical but spiritual. And around this time of year, they making their sacrifices around Thanksgiving and Christmas. And by everything getting ready to all these planets and stuff lining up within the month of December, all this amazing transformations happening with these planets. Them people were trying to get their sacrifices in fast. Like they felt like they had the triple play and double play, and then they were killing 2 or 3 birds with one stone because not only were they sacrificing to their God, they also got insurance policies and money they're gonna be making off of the Man, that's why I tell you, in a past life, I know I was a big star. I know I was. They know who you is when you're born. Honey, I've been running from that stuff. I like to have money because I know you need it in this system. I like to be comfortable. But damn, if I want them people to be having my soul, they can't sell your soul, but you can be possessed and taken over by an entity. But damn, if I want my face connected to all that fame, you can't even enjoy your life, and then them people got shit lined up for you and all that weird stuff. I like freedom. I like somebody talking about the other day about I was playing about something because I like to have fun. It ain't nothing wrong with me working and having fun and enjoying myself and making this shit magical. Honey, I'ma always do that. You can say what the fuck you don't get mad with me because you live the life you want to live. Because I done been in hell. I done been in prison. I ain't talking about no physical prison. I ain't never been in no physical prison. I've been in jail before, but I've been in a spiritual prison where I gotta do this for this person, and I'm all I don't know what I want to do because I'm lost in what other people want, and it ain't even me. I'm enjoying my damn life. What? It ain't. You don't have that long here on this dimension anyway. You did not this time. Now it may change in the future or whatever, but not who. I'm not gonna be miserable. I'm not gonna be unhappy. I'm gonna have some fun and then live deliciously, enjoy every day. And I'm gonna make it hot, make it pop. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Shit. I love to have fun, but I love to make money and do business stuff. Why you can't be happy? Why? Why I gotta walk around like I used to walk around like I gotta stick up your ass? You mad with every damn body. You don't want to go home because you damn don't like what's there. You don't like your kids. You don't like your damn wife or husband. You don't even like the damn car you driving. You don't like the house and you gotta pay. Gee. I'm enjoying my friend. May he rest in peace. He had a lot of issues, a lot of health issues and stuff. When I met him, he couldn't walk, and he was my patient too. But he used to tell me something that stuck with me, honey, and that changed my life. That man said, it's already a lot going on out here in this world. You got a lot to go through. But when I come in my house, I'm going to have me some damn peace. That's my castle. I'm the king of the castle. I said, you know what? Say that again. He said, when I come in my house, This is my castle. I pay for it. If anywhere in the world that I could be comfortable at and enjoy, let my hair down and relax and have me some damn peace. I can't control what go on outside and in the world or whatever. But when I come in this motherfucker, this is where I got some control. I'm the damn lion of the jungle. I'm the queen king of the castle. He told me that right there. That really changed my life, honey. It made me think about, how I organize my energy in my house and how, the spirit is and who I have around. It makes a difference. Who are you in company with? Who are you around? So it ain't no need in living in this world. They already got us in the matrix and shit, and slavery basically about labor, and they made it about skin color, but that indentured servant wasn't about no skin color, but they made it about skin color later on because of stealing lands and stuff like that, land deeds and stuff like that. So they made the color black and white, because black and white didn't exist before a certain time frame. Before the publication of certain books, it was no such thing as black and white. So they did that to divide the people based off of labor, and they saw where they could actually take advantage of it. So, see, if the people would have never went for it, they couldn't have did that to the so-called allegedly black indigenous, is what I call them, but the black people. But people failed that test too, because goodness well, you wouldn't have wanted nobody to do that to you. You wouldn't have wanted nobody, and there was a lot of people that fought for us that was considered to be other races. They tried to help us. They tried to help my people. They did. So God bless them. God bless their ancestors and everything, because everybody won't for that shit. It's some good-hearted people that knew that shit was wrong. But when the righteous don't say nothing, then the evil is carried on out. More people could have rose up. It's powers in numbers. They could have said, no, you're not gonna do this to these people. We not gonna. But the powers that be, that little group, they saw where they could make a profit. And they got government entities to sign documents and treaties to actually take a people identity away from them and make a. And the people that knew the deal, they tried to kill all of them, and the other one, they paid them all in them secret societies to keep it hush hush. But the truth always comes. You can't always hide. The truth gonna come to the light. Go within yourself so you can know who you are. It ain't who they told you. You ain't who you've been told all your life that you are. Go within. Go within. Yep. Go within to find out. I'm about to get off here, y'all. Yep. Love face online. Yeah, go within. Yep. So I'm logging out off of this. But it's been good. It's been a long stream. Everybody have a happy Friday. Unconditional love and healing to you. Like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to support Maat's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. And if you need to contact us, it's in my description. Thank you.